Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thanks very much for watching our earwax removal video today. Oh my goodness, this was a tough one. This is quite a long one as well, guys. You might want to pause this, go grab a cup of tea, cup of coffee, some biscuits, come back and watch it then. The reason this was such a tough one, we have the perfect storm in this ear canal. We have the smallest of ear canal entrances. Just to give you an idea how small this is a fine end, which is just over 1 mil wide, and I can only just about get this in the ear canal. Combine that with dry skin and solid wax, and then an ear canal that actually goes like this when you get just past the entrance. So this is a real painstaking removal. You can't rush this type of removal. It's such a difficult one to do. The reason being, we talk about these two different size tubes that we use. We've got the standard size ulnar tube, the wider of the two tubes, great for taking big chunks, good suction grips out. And we also got the fine end, which is the tube you can see on the screen there. Great for precision work, but the suction isn't as good. So what we've got here is really, really tough skin, which doesn't want to come away easily. Really, really solid wax, which doesn't want to come away easily. Stuffed inside it. Tiny entrance to the ear canal, which forces us to use the fine end, which means we can only take tiny pieces away at a time. So this is going to be a long old one to watch, this one, guys. So we can see we've got rid of some of the drier skin at the entrance to the canal, and then we've got this slightly harder wax behind. Now, whenever you've heard me talk about hard wax before, what's the first thing we normally put in just to give us a bit of a helping hand? A little bit of olive oil. That would be a really, really good idea. The only downside of that is if we introduce that in this ear canal, what's going to happen is that the oil is going to sit right at the entrance to the canal. And of course, where the canal is like this with a very, very narrow gap, it's going to fill that gap. So every time we push the endoscope in there, it's just going to hit a patch of oil straight away, which means it limits what we can use this for. Now, once we get into the canal and we clear a little bit further back, then we may be able to hold the canal open wide enough to get the standard size ulnar tube in there, because it will go a little bit further, and we can get that distance between the end of the tube and the endoscope, which always sits behind so you can see where you're going. So if we did that right at the entrance, what we're going to have is the entrance, the endoscope, the ulnar tube even is going to be there, and the endoscope is going to be here. You're going to block your view. So if we can go a bit further in, it means we can get a bit of distance we can see over the top. So we have to clear the entrance using the fine end here, and if we can hold that canal entrance open wide enough, we may be able to get the standard size ulnar tube in a bit later on. So it's chipping tiny, tiny pieces away. We are literally, imagine it like, what's the best way of doing this? Like a punch or a melon baller. What you're doing is taking tiny little scoops of wax, only big enough for the end of the fine end away, and we're just going to chip this down very, very slowly. There we go, that's coming. Guys, don't forget, if you do enjoy these videos, then please like, share, subscribe, follow, heart, thumbs up, all those different things. I have to write a list and put it under the camera because I don't know which ones to do. But all those things would be fabulous. We love getting new subscribers. We love getting your comments as well. Now, I know I don't respond to comments in the comment section. Guys, just to give you some idea, every day I come in, if we filter our comments by new ones, we get up to about 200 comments a day, which is really difficult for me to read through. So what I tend to do is only read through the ones on the latest video. I might not respond, but I always read them. So if there's something that comes up in there that you guys really want to know about, or if you've got a query in there, pop it into that comment section below. If lots of you have the same query, like that comment or heart that comment, and then I'll be able to see the most popular ones, and I can try and answer those in the videos for you then. All right, that would be fantastic. We used to be able to answer, but I got so much clinical time that I'm struggling with all the other bits I've got to get done. So I don't always have a chance to read the comments, I'm sorry. But we're just coming through now. We're just getting these little bits out. We've hit this sort of wall of dry, crumbly wax here. So we're just breaking little bits off the surface. Out, that's coming, there we go. Let's take a look beyond that. You can see, this is one of the things you've got to be really careful of when you've got really narrow ear canals. You could see that sort of floppiness, that flexibility to the skin at the entrance to the canal when we're going in then, right? Now, you imagine you've got, what's the best way of describing this? Okay, imagine you've got a balloon with a straw in, okay? So if you're trying to blow that balloon up, or if you're trying to take the air out of that balloon, say with a straw, if you've got a gap all around the outside edge, then the air can come out quite easily, can't it? Or if you're trying to suck the air out, air can go into the balloon around the gap in the straw. Now imagine you close that balloon around the end of the straw and then suck through it. What's going to happen is it deflate. You're going to take all the air out of the balloon very quickly. Now what we've got here is a suction tube inside an ear canal. That's what I mean about that floppy disk. You saw there's two sides, always wanted to try and connect together. So if we're introducing a suction tube inside the ear canal, you've got to be really careful if you've got very flexible canal entrance like that, because what can happen is the canal entrance can collapse around the suction tube, and if it does that, then what's going to happen is you're going to seal the entrance to the canal, and then you're sucking air out the middle. What's the weakest point then in that particular system is going to become the eardrum. So you've always got to be really, really careful. So if you've got a particular patient like this, you're always holding that ear canal, the one side of that ear canal open with the endoscope, so you can introduce that suction tube in there. And even more important, if we switch then to the standard size ulnar tube, that's even more important again. So we're just chipping away at this now. Worst case scenario, it would be very unpleasant for the patient. It'd be very uncomfortable for the patient because you'd put an extreme pressure change in there. And if you've ever been in a plane and not been able to pop your ears, that's the kind of sensation you're going to get. And in worst case scenario, if you don't realize that's happening, you left it in there, you could end up perforating that particular patient's ear canal. So we've got about halfway, I would say, or just under down the ear canal now. So we're sucking all these tiny little bits into the actual tube. Guys, there is some training going on next door. We've got one of the hearing aid manufacturers down doing some training. It looks like they're having great fun. It sounds like they're having great fun next door. So if you do hear some voices and some laughing and stuff like that, it's just because there's some training going on in clinic today. So we're just getting rid of this little section here on the side. I told you this was painstaking. It is very much a lot of in and out of the ear canal, because when you're sucking these tiny little bits in, they can block the end of the suction tube very, very quickly and very easily. And what you end up with then is you've just lost all suction. So you've got to take it out, clear the end off, flush it through with a bit of water, back in again then. So it's coming away very, very nicely. Nearly there. You can see the sides now. It's all starting to collapse more into this central section. Look at this top section here. That's all dry skin. So that's coming away really, pardon me. So it's coming away really, really well there. There we go. Just working down this layer very slowly, sort of drawing this down the canal. I think we switch up, I think, soon to the standard size ulnar tube. I don't think it's yet, but I do think we switch up in a few minutes or so. There, you can see, case in point, we went to grab that larger piece of dry skin in there, but unfortunately we couldn't grab it because as soon as we went in, there was a looser section that flicked up from the base of the canal. There we go, it's still the fine end at the moment. Now, at this point, I suppose you could look at introducing maybe a little bit of olive oil, because the olive oil is less likely to sit on the surface now. If we stretch this out and put it further in, it's going to sit a little bit further in. So you could introduce a little bit of olive oil at this point if you wanted to. There we go. You can see that layer of dry skin that's come away there. Right, now we're sort of getting to a wall almost of wax in here. But it's that fudgy consistency. We talk about this clay type wax. It's usually this much, much darker color like it is here. Very sort of crumbly in places. Can be a little bit, almost like a Play-Doh consistency if you wanted to. There you go. See, I only used one food reference then. But it's that kind of Play-Doh consistency. You can see it's starting to lift. There we go. It's coming away. It's nearly there, it's nearly there. It's just really starting to loosen off that bottom section of the canal now. Right, this is the standard size ulnar tube. You can see the size difference straight away, but look at the difference this makes to the suction. Can you see, whereas before we were having to chip little surface sections away, look how this wax is really kind of pulling up now towards the suction. We've got the whole plug moving now. There we go. And we can see why it was anchored in. There's a little bit of dry skin to the bottom right corner there as well. So let's grab this. There you go. It's all coming away nicely. We're going to aim for that. We've got that nice bottom section, that little sort of, what would they call that? Oh, we almost undercut, that would be the way to do it. It's not mining term over here. So we undercut underneath there. So we're just getting this pulling down from the top. Because we've undercut that, it means we can pull this top section down now. There we go. Now it's really starting to pull forwards. We are still getting little bits breaking away, but the difference here is if you break a little bit away, because of the size of the suction tube, a lot of that's getting... It was cheering next door, I'm missing out on something. But you can see it's all coming away really, really nicely. But it does all get sucked inside the machine then, rather than sort of blocking that suction tube all the time. We're getting there, it's on its way. There we go. Oh, it's almost out. We're working this down. We're having to drop this top section down all the time. You can see just how full this ear canal is. Now, it's not going to look like a tremendous amount on the ruler shot at the end, because obviously we're looking at how much wax we could fit into a very small ear canal, which isn't a tremendous amount. But it does mean that you can see this ear canal was pretty full front to back. Bit of turbo wiggling at the end there to get this through that narrow little canal. You can see the entrance and the size difference there. Oh, we might be able to show you. So there you go. You can see the standard sized Zollner tube on there. And we've got right to the entrance here. So we're just giving this a good wiggle, trying to get this through. There we go. It's coming through. Out that comes. Now, I don't know whether that's the entire plug. We're going to take a little look behind that now just to see if there's any more left inside this ear canal. Let's have a little look. Oh, there is. It's deep as well. You can really see that down in there. So let's hold the ear canal open with the endoscope while we drop the suction tube in. Is this going to come away nicely for us? Are we going to be able to get this out? There's a piece of skin right at the bottom of the ear canal there. We're in the real sort of very, very deep. We're in the medial portion. You can see a little bit of dry skin flicked up over the front of the camera there. It's on its way. Oh, it's nearly there. There we go. It's really starting to move forwards there. We've got that sort of roll starting there that we wanted to get going. Now that's got stuck. Now we can see now it's just not, we're not getting that forward momentum anymore. What we're getting is side to side movement. So what we're going to have to do is really try and wedge this in this outer section of the ear canal, and then we're going to have to switch to a manual tool. So we've got the Jobson horn in here now. This was a real battle, this one. It just really did not want to come out. And you will get, I mean, patients will normally be talking to you the whole way through. If I've got the ear canal like this, I will put a caveat and say, look, we might not be able to get it all out today, but we can get you back in, you can soften it up a little bit more. I always do try. I'd say it's rare the patients I have to get back for a second visit. It doesn't normally happen. If there's irritation in the canal, actually, having said that, I did have a patient this week who had basically not really put any olive oil inside the ear canals, and the wax was impacted right down on top of the eardrum, and it was so solid I just couldn't get a grip, and too deep for us to get a tool behind it as well. So with a patient like that, I'll tell them to oil their ear canal for about a week or so and then come back and see us again, and we've got a better chance of getting that out then. So we're switching back down now. So we're switching back down here to the standard sized Zollner tube just to try and get the remainder of this out. You can see it's very, very soft here. There we go. We're starting to break this external plug down now. It's really coming away very, very nicely. Little tiny pieces really starting to come off. We've created a little bit of a gap at the top there. So let's start lifting this base section up now. There we go. Out that's starting to come. You can see as we're pulling this forward, it's breaking these sections off this main plug of wax. There we go. Out that comes. Oh, it's a solid piece behind it. It's back in with the suction again. Let's see if we can get a good grip on this section. Doesn't give us a lot of play room in here, so we can't really wiggle back and forth particularly well, just because the entrance to the canal is so narrow, it doesn't leave us a lot of room. We're managing to get this dry section here, just moving this forwards. Oh, it's got stuck. So we're going to go in with the Jobson horn here just to give this a bit of a helping hand. Let's work this out. There we go, out that comes. You can see that solid block there. Now it doesn't look a huge amount on there, but inside that ear canal, that was really, dropped off the head, really causing some issues. So we'll pick that back up again, there we go. Let's have a look beyond that. There's another little piece just inside the entrance there. Let's scoop that away. Now you can see the entrance looks clear. So we're gonna take a good look behind that, just see if there's anything hiding a little bit further in. There we go. Oh, that's looking a lot better. There we are. There's the eardrum looking a lot better. So this is what it looked like to start with. And this is what it looks like afterwards. You can see a massive difference there in that particular ear canal. So this is what we removed from that one ear canal. So we've got 3 centimeters, just over 1.25 inches there of wax and skin that's come out of that canal. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I voicing it over. If you did enjoy it, then please give us a thumbs up. If you really enjoyed it, you can always subscribe or follow the channel for me. That would be brilliant. And as always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, and take care of one another. And I'll see you again real soon. Bye, everyone.